The Secret Summit was hosted by billionaire brothers Charles and David Koch. They rented out the entire St. Regis Monarch Beach Resort in Dana Point for the exclusive political agenda meeting. KPBS partner iNewsSource reporters Joanne Farian and Brad Racino got a glimpse of what was on the conference agenda. And Brad, remind us of who the Koch brothers are and how they're involved in politics.
Sure. Depending on which year you look, if you look at this last year, they're the sixth richest men or people in the world. I think their net worth is $41.3 billion. And they didn't become a household name until after the Citizens United decision in 2010 that said organizations and labor unions can spend unlimited amounts of money and to influence politics or to go to super PACs. So they have been accused by the left of a lot of things. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid has kind of, as Joanne said earlier, made a career out of going after these guys. But they are very influential people when it comes to politics and the right.
And as I mentioned, they hosted this very, very secret event. Joanne, how did you find out about the summit, and basically, why did you want to attend?
Well, basically, we got a tip, made a few phone calls. It sounded like it checked out. Probably within minutes of arriving, the fact that Brad overheard someone checking in associated with one of these conservative nonprofits. Within about an hour and a half, I ID'd David Koch. We realized we were in the right place. Why were we there? Well, the big issue is really about secrecy and so-called dark money. You have groups on the right and the left, but so far it seems as though the right is sort of leading the way on this, with nonprofit political corporations that can accept huge amounts of donations from anonymous donors. They take the money and there's no disclosure. So we wanted to find out who's there. Who are the names behind these big political expenditures?
And I'll ask this of both of you, but we'll start with Brad. You found out that the conference was aimed at helping conservative candidates and their causes, especially in this midterm election coming up. What kind of things did you see or hear to lead you to that decision?
Well, the big thing that we saw were these magnificent mirrors and posters that said "American Courage, Our Commitment to a Free Society," that seemed to show that the conference was really about talking about freedom or a free society, a libertarian kind of view of things. We also saw a number of banners that had to do with the network of these political nonprofits that have been known to funnel this dark money. A number of them affiliated with the Koch brothers.
And Joanne, you overheard conversations and talked to people, actually, not conference attendees?
Well, yeah, we both heard a lot of conversation. I mean, some of the topics Saturday morning, people talked about just sort of hallway chatter. The IRS investigation into whether the IRS unfairly targeted Tea Party and other conservative groups. And there was a story that morning about lost emails and, we had confirmed they were conference goers. We're talking about how can you lose an email? You can't lose an email. We heard things about Common Core, conversations about Common Core. Heard conversations about political correctness, those kinds of things. But I think overall, when Brad describes these posters too, and the theme of the conference, American Courage, it really sort of made you, the whole idea of that American dream, that coming to America, that free, this free society seemed to be the thing that kind
really
of
jives with the Koch brothers' viewpoint of deregulation, of
they're staunch libertarians.
Correct, yeah. So taking things out of the government's hands and making things more free for people and business owners, etc.
Well, we've always known that wealthy people are in a position, and they're beyond wealthy, as we know, to contribute large sums of money to political campaigns. So what do you see? I'll start with you, Joanne. Why do you think this is different? What's wrong with that?
Well, first of all, this happens on both sides. We want to make the point that it's not just conservative groups. There's also the Democracy Alliance. They do the same thing. A big part of what iNewsSource has done throughout the various election cycles is follow the money, right? We believe in telling you who is funding, who is spearheading this debate, because money buys a lot of the information in a campaign. Who's behind it? The whole point of going to conferences like this, trying to get information, is trying to tell the voter, inform the voter, who is behind this campaign and what is the agenda.
And Brad, why do you think that's important?
Well, it's important because these people help determine the future of this country, either through local campaigns, like we've been following the money with the mayor's races and DA, etc., through state and through federal. These people are putting into place people that that mimic their viewpoints, that forward their agendas, and we think that's important.
Well, I want to let folks know that they can see your full story and also a list of the nonprofit political corporations that were at the summit at inewssource.org. Joanne Farian and Brad Racino, thanks so much.
Thank you.